Once again, hello everybody. This is the Railsplitter Athletics Report, and we are ready to go for another week of Lincoln Memorial University athletics, this time in 2013. Now, aside from the fact that all the spring sports are now getting cranked up with preseason practice, the Lincoln Memorial University men's and women's basketball teams are both undefeated in 2013. We're going to talk about that tonight. Roger Hodge and the Lady Railsplitters have won 4 out of their last 5 games, including a South Atlantic Conference victory this past week over Mars Hill College, and of course their Milligan College game back on the 30th. We've already talked about that. We'll talk about that a little bit more with Coach Hodge and about the upcoming week with Anderson University and of course Brevard College. Now the Railsplitters are also undefeated in 2013, and they're 10-1 overall and ranked number 12 nationally. Josh Schertz will be our guest on the second half of the show, and that's coming up a little bit later on. Stay with us. We'll be back right after this break on the Railsplitter Athletics Report.
Sigmund Communications is your local radio and television stations bringing your local information, local news, and the best music from yesterday and today. Sigmund Communications was established in 1987 on the campus of Lincoln Memorial University. Since then, we have been involved in community events and other projects. Sigmund Communications is not only your local radio and television stations, but we are a learning facility aimed at educating students in the field of broadcast communications. Sigmund Communications, not just the great building with satellites that sits on the hill.
We're now MediaStream, bringing home to you more and more improvements. As your hometown team, we're dedicated to bringing our friends and neighbors more service upgrades than ever before. Always available 24/7 customer service and technical support. 30-day money-back guarantee on services. Improved bundles that will save you money. Get ready to do more of the things you love with the people you love and with savings you'll love. Call 1-800-392-2662 for details. MediaStream, bringing it home to you.
Bringing it home to you.
Since 1973, DeRoyal has been a leader and an innovator in manufacturing products for the healthcare industry. DeRoyal supplies more than 20,000 products and product lines such as acute care, orthopedics, wound care, and trauma. DeRoyal is proud to be the largest supplier of orthopedic soft goods to clinics and hospitals in the nation. Since its start in Tazewell, Tennessee, DeRoyal has grown to open factories in over 29 locations worldwide and employs over 2,000 people. DeRoyal, a name you can trust and an employer you can count on.
Looking for efficient, compassionate, and comprehensive health care for you and your family? Visit University Medical Clinic. All providers are faculty members of LMU's DeBus College of Osteopathic Medicine and are board certified in their specialty. Multiple specialties available including family medicine, pediatrics, OBGYN, and osteopathic manipulative medicine, with locations in Harrogate, Tazewell, and New Tazewell, and most insurance plans accepted. University Medical Clinic is here to serve you. Call 423-869-7193 for an appointment. University Medical Clinic.
Welcome back to the show. The Lady Railsplitter basketball team closed out 2012 with a home victory over Milligan College. It was a 9-point margin of victory over the Buffalo, and that kind of set the stage for 2013. On Wednesday evening, Roger Hodge and his team traveled over to Mars Hill, North Carolina, typically a very tough place to play, and won a hard-fought 65-58 win over the Lions of Mars Hill College to open the 2013 SAC schedule with a victory, and 2013 in general. Coach, first of all, congratulations. You've won 4 out of your last 5 now, and you and I have had an opportunity to talk a lot throughout the last few weeks in terms of how this team has progressed. But last night, not our best game, but I thought the defensive effort from end to end was very solid.
Well, I agree with you there, Rusty, and honestly, anytime that you get a road win in conference, that's obviously a very positive thing. It doesn't matter the caliber of competition. This time of the year, you'll take them as you can get them.
That's right. Leading the way, Kalasia Green. She's a young lady who transferred into your program after your first season at the helm, and she's become the kind of kid who can be an immediate impact every game that she plays.
Well, when we saw her, initially, she had so many aspects of her game that we really like in terms of athleticism and being able to play in the open court and being able to get out in passing lanes and defend. And she's brought an attribute to our team that I think has helped take us to a little bit of a different level from the aspect of athleticism in our transition offense.
You and I have talked as well, and I've kind of noticed this over the last few games, the slow start that this year's Lady Railsplitter team sometimes gets in their games. Last night was really no exception. We got off to a slow start. I think we dug ourselves about a 12 point hole at about the 12-minute mark. But the determination and the intestinal fortitude of this team, I mean, we battled back through defensive play. I thought you got a solid effort from everybody all the way down the bench that you put in the game. And through our defense, we were allowed to take a 2-point lead into the locker room, and I thought that showed a lot of moxie for this team.
Well, and I agree. And you know, the thing that we've been able to do all year long is get contributions from a lot of folks. And you know, that's something that's the way I've always kind of liked to play is to get things from a lot of different people. And they do play hard, especially on the defensive end. It's not always been pretty with how we play, but at the same time, you know, we have showed a lot of grit and determination and winning ugly.
When you and I have talked, we've talked about the new faces that have come in on this year's team. And while you didn't bring in quite as many as you did a year ago, I mean, you brought in a lot of new kids this year. And when you do something like that, obviously it's hard to get everybody on the same page at first. But now that we've made the turn at the holidays, now that we're back into the SAC schedule, over the last 4 or 5 games, oddly enough, I've seen them start to get it and say, you know, this is my role, and they're really starting to play collectively as well as I've seen them all year.
Well, I've said this a couple times before, and I know this may sound kind of odd, but you know, last year with, you know, basically we pieced it together. We had 3 players coming back, and you know, just we were trying to put together a team, and fortunately we were able to get some good kids out of that. And have a good year last year. This year, to me, is when the building really began in terms of trying to set yourself up for not just 1 year, but to set it up for 4 years. And we're excited about the pieces that we were able to bring in that are more stable than the pieces that we brought in last year. And you're right. I mean, it's taken about a half a season here, and will continue to take a little bit longer for not just them to understand their roles, but to get comfortable and to execute their roles. But you know, we're excited about the direction it's going.
I look at this team and looking at the losses that you do have. You're 8-5 going into Saturday's game with Anderson, and of course you've got the one looming in the distance with Brevard on Wednesday. The losses that you've had, you've got Coker. There's a 2-point loss, 61-59. You've got West Florida. That game you were in right down to the end, a 5-point loss. The Tusculum game kind of got away from us early. We never were able to really rebound. But then only a 9-point loss there against Newberry. And again, that one going down to the wire. 74-63 the final against Lewis University, a very talented team. I have felt all along that you've been in every game thus far. And we've talked about the difficulty we have sometimes offensively, but that defensive effort causes so many problems. And I thought against Morris Hill that from beginning to end, we were contesting passes, we were deflecting passes, we were stealing the basketball, we were forcing turnovers, and that really sends a hard rhythm into another team's offense.
Well, and winning ugly is kind of the term we were joking around with last night, because you know, it doesn't matter what game we've played. It hasn't been pretty, and a lot of times defense is not pretty. And we're getting better offensively, and hope that continues to come along. But, you know, again, I think the championships are won on the defensive end first. So if we can continue to play good defense, we're going to be in a lot of ball games.
Now, through your success over the last several games, you've done some shuffling in the rotation. I think you've generally established the rotation that you like, but you've taken certain players who were in the starting lineup out, bringing them in off the bench now, and I think one of those that it has definitely benefited over the last couple of games, who has really brought some offense to the table for you, has been Relissa Nelson, who didn't particularly play well as a starter this year.
Well, and I am very proud of how she's handled it, and our kids seem to have the right mentality of when they're taken out, and in terms of minutes and who starts and who doesn't, and Ray's a good example of that. She's accepted that role and thrived in that role, and I think she kind of gets it, that it's not necessarily having your name called at the beginning, but what role can you play in the minutes that you do play to help your team be successful.
You've been going with Haley Nelson at the point guard position, and it took her a while to get acclimated to the system once she became eligible to play and so forth, and healthy to play. And I was really a little skeptical of Miranda Davenport being a freshman with the limited experience she had coming in to back her up or to play the point guard position. But I thought over the last couple of games, she really showed some confidence with the basketball. She doesn't fold under pressure. And then, of course, right before the end of the half last night, we saw a big two-pointer for us that gave us a lift going to the locker room.
Well, and I'm really proud of that kid. She's, you know, again, local kid. And I probably, before the season started, would have said the same things and echo what you said at the beginning of your comment. But as we got to know her and watch her in practice every day, and the grit and the understanding of the game and the kind of sacrificial nature of her game, we knew she was going to play. We had a local coach tell us when we took her. She said, she's going to make you play her, and that's basically where it's come to. She has just earned the right to be out there and does a great job.
I think your guard play in general across the board is equally as gritty. Jasmine Kelly, you got Brittany Guy. Both of those kids come in, and you don't seem to lose any fire, any intensity when they come in off the bench in relief, and they really, in some cases, pick it up a notch.
But I think because again, we are very deep at the guard, and the reason that we rotate so many people in and out is because of the even deep talent that we have at those positions. And another byproduct of what's happened in that situation is that as they compete, each one steps up their game to try to, beat out, so to speak, the other, and it's made all of them better. So again, the end result has been we've gotten good play off of our bench at the guard position.
Saturday, you're going to try to keep it going, obviously, and you'll return to the home floor in the Tex Turner Arena. Things are a little different in terms of how they'll unfold on Saturday. You'll play the afternoon game. 3 o'clock start between you and the Trojans, and obviously Anderson's a quality team this year. They've got some unique style of play that really causes some problems.
And they have their whole team back. So this is not just a team that runs a unique system. It's also a team that is very good at that system and have players who understand the ins and outs of it. So they're very talented. They are among, again, our league's best, and it'll take a great performance on our part to have a chance. Well,
Coach, we love seeing LMU women's basketball where it is right now. It's an exciting time. We're glad to see you on the winning track, and we're looking forward to every game we can get here in the Tex Turner. 3 o'clock tip-off on Saturday. That'll be covered locally on Channel 20 throughout Claiborne County on Media Stream. And we'll have pregame coverage beginning somewhere around 2:40 for that tip-off between LMU and Anderson. Coach, good luck on Saturday.
I appreciate it very much, Rusty.
All right, Roger Hodge, the Lady Railsplitters, now 8-5 on the season, and they will be in action again on Wednesday, and of course on Saturday, and again on Wednesday against Brevard College. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we'll talk with Josh Schertz about the men's half of things.
I will help families adopt children from around the world and in our own backyard.
I am teaching ethics to the next generation of lawyers.
I will make a difference for the underserved of this region.
I will be an advocate for my clients.
As a prosecutor, I fought for those who couldn't speak for themselves.
I'm a lawyer and professor.
I will be a lawyer.
I will be a lawyer.
I will be a lawyer.
I guess we'll take Morty. Yes.
Pick last. Ouch. A vault will put you back on top. It quenches and kicks. Incoming! Yeah! You're a super soda mercenary! Vault. Drinks like a soda, kicks like an energy drink. Get to it!
History comes alive at the Abraham Lincoln Library and Museum on the campus of Lincoln Memorial University in Harrogate, Tennessee. Located 60 miles north of Knoxville and 5 minutes from the entrance of Cumberland Gap National Historic Park, the museum is home of one of the largest privately held Lincoln collections in the country.
A place to learn and play. My museum includes interactive exhibits as well as special events and educational programs. For more information, go to www.lmunet.edu.
We represent the Coke brand. We would like to sue Coca-Cola Zero.
Would you say that we have a case?
For what?
For taste infringement.
We want to just sue them back to the Stone Age to send a message that they're tampering with really the flagship of the company.
It's one company. It's like you suing yourself.
Yeah, but they're on a different part of our floor.
Da, 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 da. And again, welcome back to the Railsplitter Athletics Report. You know, if you haven't caught all the latest hoopla and news, the Lincoln Memorial University men's basketball team has been ranked number 12 by the latest National Association of Basketball Coaches poll that was released on Tuesday. The Railsplitters are now 10-1 following their victory on Wednesday night on the road over Mars Hill College. And this Saturday they will play their first ever nationally live televised game. That'll be on WVLT TV, Volunteer TV, Channel 8 out of Knoxville. And of course, the CBS Sports Network, that'll be live as well through that. So if you got direct or dish or I think the internet, you can pick it up on those areas as well. And Coach, obviously it's a big time in Lincoln Memorial University athletics, but this Railsplitter basketball team off to another 10-1 start. And I think we've been nationally ranked now for 2.5 years. Is that right?
Yeah, 34 straight weeks. This week makes 34 weeks in a row ever since I want to say the first week of December 2010. So it's been a long run in the national polls, and something I think our guys are really proud of, and you know, something certainly we want to continue to build that streak. And we've had a couple streaks that I think will be things for historically in the South Atlantic Conference. You know, 22 consecutive wins, a 90% winning percentage for a single season, 34 now weeks, and hopefully continuing in the national poll, 14 consecutive conference wins. So some cool stuff we've done that I think will have kind of been at the top of the, historically in the league, that I think when it's all done, we can kind of look back and be pretty proud of some of the things we accomplished in this stretch.
Well, this entire season has been very kind to you so far, but in particular 2013, you got the year started with a tight victory over Trevecca Nazarene University. It was an overtime win, but boy, I tell you what, Wednesday night you headed over to Mars Hill to open South Atlantic Conference play for this half of the schedule. You moved to 3-0, big win for you as you came away with an 86-58 victory, and I thought Shava, a couple little things here and there, dominated it from end to end.
Yeah, we had I thought first half, it was kind of a tale of two halves. I thought we shot well first half. Maybe didn't play as well as we needed to first half. I thought second half we only made 2 threes, but I thought we played better in the second half. We were more aggressive defensively, as you can see. If you can get out in the passing lanes and do some different things, gives you a chance to get out and play in transition. And I thought defensively, second half, we were turned up a little bit better. And to be honest with you, it was the first time we'd seen a dribble drive team, a team that spreads your drives just since Virginia Wise. And I thought off the bounce we did a really nice job in terms of keeping the ball in the lane and contesting shots and doing some of those things. In second half, we really dominated the backboard. I think we were +5 at the half. We wound up +24, and that's a big, obviously huge rebounding margin. But we did a really nice job in the second half. I think we were +20 in the second half on the glass, and that's really hard to do over a 20-minute stretch.
I think if you look back over your career, anybody would be crazy if they didn't say that you have had some unbelievable teams, some unbelievable records. How do you rank this team compared to your first 4 teams of your career here at LMU?
Well, I think when it's obviously early, so it's hard to tell. You really can't tell the end. I think it has the capabilities. When we're good, it's probably the best team we've had here, and we're playing well and playing to our strengths and playing smart. It's probably the best team we've had here. It's also capable at times of being the worst team we've had here. When we're not ready to play. I mean, there's times where it's looked. Our first year we went 14-14. At the time we were thrilled to do that. We thought it was great that we went 500. But you're at a stage now where so I think it has the ability to kind of. This team's ebbs and flows and its peaks and valleys are probably still a little bit too up and down in terms of where it could be. There's a tremendous variance, but I think, like I said, when it's good and if we can hit our potential, this has a chance to be the best team that we've had here at Lincoln Memorial since I've been here.
While you do have some youth in the backcourt, I mean, for the most part, this is a senior-laden rotation. Mm-hmm. And against Mars Hill, I thought your experience really paid off. I mean, you got guys like Vinny Bailey, who had a double-double, I think 12 points, 13 rebounds. Cam Carden, it was good to see him get his due. He shot the lights out from the perimeter. But Dustin Craig just continues to produce as probably one of the more consistent players I've ever seen since you've taken over the helm. I mean, the guy comes in, he's 6 for 6 from the floor. He gives you double figures. He gives you energy. He gives you lift when you need it. If this isn't the best sixth man in the league right now, I don't know who would be.
Yeah, I mean, there's no question that Dustin, you know, we tell our bench guys, the whole deal would come off the bench is, if you have an advantage, does it increase? If you have a deficit, does it decrease? You know, and Dustin's a guy that comes in and just, really, it's great to kind of have in your back pocket because, you know, I think Vinny, you know, has been inconsistent, although his numbers when he's, you know, are probably better. Jake's been inconsistent. Dustin's been the steadiest of those three, even though he doesn't, his highs probably aren't as high, you know. But he, you know, last night comes off the bench, like you said, 6 for 6 from the field, 24 minutes, 12 points, 7 rebounds, you know, a couple blocks, does a great job in a lot of areas for us, understands what we're doing, and is as valuable as anybody on our basketball team. In terms of Cam Carden, it's nice to see the lid come off the basket for him. He's, you know, the last 2 games, I thought Trevecca as well, I think he made 3 or 4 threes against Trevecca, and then, you know, 5 more last night. So, you know, and it's good because Wally's, you know, hit a little bit of a slide here, and some Cam's able to step in. So now, you know, that's kind of what it is. Sometimes, you know, you go through good stretches, bad stretches. You got to have enough guys playing in good stretches where you can keep, you know, making shots. And Cam and Wally are 2 guys who need to be productive. And Cam's a guy who had played well, hadn't shot it well. You know, now he's shooting it well and playing well, and that's just a really big deal for us because we're going to see a lot of zone. We saw 40 minutes of zone last night. We're going to see a lot of zone versus Anderson, obviously Carson Newman, and so Lenore Ryan plays some. So we'll see a lot of zone over these next few games here. So we need guys to make perimeter shots.
Not meaning to harp on Dustin Craig, but one of the things that I noticed last night, and this comes, I think, at a great time because it's educating some of your younger post players. Dustin has been so unselfish throughout the season. He comes in, he creates a lot of opportunities for himself, but he's quick to pass the ball off. Last night I saw it working in reverse. I saw Vinny Bailey, top of the circle, gives a great pass down inside to Dustin Craig. And I mean, that's education to Vinny. Vinny's going to pass it on down the line, and you're going to have that coming back for you again next year, regardless of whether Dustin Craig's gone or not.
Yeah, no, Dustin's a guy that I think a lot of our post guys can emulate because I don't think he's probably nearly as skilled or as talented as Vinny, Jake, and maybe even if you throw, you know, KP and some of those guys in there. What Dustin does is he plays the game with so much energy, and the way he scores, not like he makes incredible moves and he's like Jake where he can shoot fadeaways over top of you, or Vinny where he's just, you know, just overpower you and do the, you know, he scores and plays. He's extremely smart, takes care of the ball, and then he scores most of his points on energy. You know, just a loose ball, an offensive rebound, being in the right place, the right time on a drive. He finds a little seam, and guys can give it to him. And he seals. He works hard in the post. His, you know, offensive rebounds, stickbacks, run the floor and get an easy one. So you watch him. He's a guy who plays the game with a lot of energy, and I think he's a really good guy for all of our posts to emulate in a lot of areas because, you know, the way you know, the amount of things he can do and the way he plays the game. All
right, Coach, we got to address it. We've only got about 2 minutes left. Most of the focus is on the fact that this weekend's game is a nationally televised game. It's live. It's on local WVLT TV, Channel 8, Volunteer TV, and of course CBS Sports. And that's all great. But the fact is, we've got Anderson coming in here. We're undefeated in the league. They're undefeated in the league. They've beaten us the last 4 times, so there's a lot more to play for than just national televised game.
Yeah. I mean, that's honestly it's a great thing for a lot of people involved. The game being on national TV, it's a great thing for the community. It's a great thing for our players. Great thing for the university, for our supporters. Everybody, I think it's a great day. In that regard, it's going to be a great day regardless. What's going to make it a great day for me and for the basketball team is winning the game. Whether it was on CBS or it was, you know, just, you know, nobody there. You know, it's 2 good teams hooking up, 2 teams that are certainly contenders for the league championship. You know, we talked about last night, you know, we owe them not 1 but several, but to get several, you got to start with 1. The one that matters is the one Saturday. We've got, you know, we've lost 10 games in 3 years, 4 of those 10 of them. So obviously a lot on the table, a lot to play for, and I think we're all looking forward to the opportunities like we did against King and Augusta. Our guys will be excited to play, and I think I know Anderson will, and I think you're going to see 2 really good teams hooking up, 2 teams playing well, and it'll come down to which team, and both teams have really good players, which great players step up at the end and make plays.
Well, that's a noon tip in the Tex Turner Arena. Free tickets are available at Ball Realty in Tazewell, Tennessee. You can also get them through the LMU alumni office. And we want you to come out and show your support for the Railsplitters as the LMU men take on the Trojans. Jason Taylor and company coming to town. And we're hoping that we send them out of town real quick. Cut that plumage off the top of that Trojan helmet and send them on back to the house. Coach, good luck.
Thanks, Russ. Appreciate it.
Railsplitters and Trojans this Saturday, noon. We're going to take a time out. When we come back, we'll tell you a little bit more about that and how you can get your tickets. Stay with us here on the Railsplitter Athletics Report.
Nestled at the foot of the Cumberland Gap, Lincoln Memorial University honors the vision and spirit of Abraham Lincoln. Lincoln's values are perfectly in sync with the modern educational experience at LMU. Our students find personal attention is a way of life and a way to success. If Lincoln Memorial University fits your vision of college, visit our website at lmunet.edu for more information.
Sigmund Communications is your local radio and television stations bringing your local information, local news, and the best music from yesterday and today. Sigmund Communications was established in 1987 on the campus of Lincoln Memorial University. Since then, we have been involved in community events and other projects. Sigmund Communications is not only your local radio and television stations, but we are a learning facility aimed at educating students in the field of broadcast communications. Sigmund Communications, not just the great building with satellites that sits on the hill.
We're now MediaStream, bringing home to you more and more improvements. As your hometown team, we're dedicated to bringing our friends and neighbors more service upgrades than ever before. Always available 24/7 customer service and technical support. 30-day money-back guarantee on services. Improved bundles that will save you money. Get ready to do more of the things you love with the people you love and with savings you'll love. Call 1-800-392-2662 for details. MediaStream, bringing it home to you.
Bringing it home to you.
Welcome back. All right, we kind of went to it very quickly a minute ago at the end of Josh Hurt's segment, but you can get tickets to the games this coming Saturday by going to Ball Realty in Tazewell, and I understand that there's been extra tickets printed, so we're trying to get everybody we can out to support the LMU men's and women's basketball teams, but we'd love to have you in the house for that nationally televised game. Now, as I'm told, for LMU alumni, you can also pick up your tickets at the LMU alumni office. And that's not hard to do. If you can't find anybody that can give you information on where that is, you can call the LMU main extension on campus, and that's 869-3611. Ask the attendant for the LMU alumni office, and they'll connect you. Or you can dial that in on the keypad after hours, but nonetheless, you can get tickets. If you can't get tickets, the ticket price is not that high, so you can also buy tickets at the gate. But ultimately, if you can't make it to the game, it's on VLT Channel 8. That's a noon start, and that'll be the CBS Sports crew that will do that broadcast. I'll be doing the audio on the LMU Sports Network beginning at 11:40 with pregame coverage. That's WLMU 91.3. And for those of you on the internet, at 913thegap.com or www.lmurailsplitters.com. So you can join us there as well as following it on live statistics. A lot of ways you can show support for the LMU and men and women this weekend. That's all the time we've got. We'll see you next week.